I'm Kurt Stubblefield.
I'm Morley Safer. And I'm Bill Brockenheimer.
I'm the intern.
Where's my Danish?
Coming, sir.
I'm Gustav Bjorgeson. These stories and Andy Rooney tonight on 23 Hours. Have you ever attended a school-sponsored charity event or function? Perhaps you did not know, but the organization behind these functions, National Honor Society, actually has a deep-rooted and fairly dark past.
The National Honor Society, one of the United States' oldest and most well-respected associations, has recently been discovered as having a much more complicated and intriguing past than we were all led to believe. It has even infiltrated the White House. Countless presidents were active members of the National Honor Society. Throughout U.S. history, it has had an immense impact on both foreign and domestic policy. We sat down with Dr. Vernon Beckley, who recently published a book on the history of the National Honor Society.
Well, the National Honor Society was founded by one Gregor Mendel around 432 BC, just before the Mongol invasion of South Africa. And it actually picked up steam during the scientific revolution under the reign of King Galileo IV of France. Also, some more famous members of the National Honor Society, you know, include the Three Musketeers and President James K. Polk.
We had a conversation with the slightly eccentric yet delightful entomologist Dr. Lincoln Sandusky.
I think perhaps the most interesting part of National Honor Society is how it relates to bugs and insects. When I was doing field studies in New Guinea, I was able to find a number of new species of cockroaches and caterpillars that reminded me of National Honor Society and its influences over the past few hundred years on scientific studies and the global trends from which entomology developed.
Also, during his tenure at Harvard University, he published a book on the connection between the NHS and entomology, which has been widely discredited in the scientific community. But Dr. Sandusky's claim to fame is found in his groundbreaking findings to do with the ancient initiation rituals and the astounding power the society has amassed over the past 2,500 years.
We decide when the bells ring. We decide how much the teachers get paid. We decide how many passes are printed. We breed the super soldiers.
Which you haven't heard about yet.
Excuse me. They said the computer lab's closed.
We are they.
There has also been research into the theory that NHS symbology appears on U.S. currency. We asked Dr. Mumford McDougallson, a professor of symbology and anthropology at Ohio Wesleyan University, to give us a lesson on these increasingly popular theories.
Eagle, which is the known sign of the NHS, because it was of the USA. And come here. All right. It says NHS on the $1 bill. Coincidence? I think not. It says two things on the $1 bill by the pyramid. It says, I know it. Correct this. My accent's a little off. Which means, in the National Honor Society. Now the second saying on the $1 bill, Novus Ordo Seclorum, more clearly defined than right here, means many things. But I discovered through many years of research that the first word starts with the letter N, which is for dead giveaway, National Honor Society. Ordo, on the other hand, in Latin, means pig. While in Greek, it means honor. So, clearly, because it's a global organization, you use the Greek. Honor. Now, seclorum, S-E-C, whatever the hell it means, when you turn it backwards, it means moral.
We traveled to England and to Oxford University, where we met with esteemed expert in historical facial analysis and co-author of Face Off, From Antony to Zeiss, Dr. Edwin Merriweather. He talked to us about some of his research.
I've been analyzing currency, American currency, for years. For many, many years. See, we got the dollar sign right here. Dollar sign right here. Now, what do if you take a dollar sign and put NH in front of it? It looks just like NHS, does it not? Does it not? Tell me, is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence? I can do it over here. It says NHS twice. What is up with that? What? It's so blatant, people. Open your eyes. Now, the most striking thing here. George Washington, Andrew Jackson, and Abraham Lincoln, all of them on American currency, right? American currency. Now, we have proven that NHS was integral in the founding of the United States. So, therefore, early members of the United States, founding fathers, were NHS members. Now, let's not forget Gregor Mendel. If you look at the paintings from him from back in the day, very, very striking semblance to George Washington. Particularly in the nose and facial features of George Washington. Very similar. Now, what is this? Andrew Jackson! How convenient that in this painting, he happens to be wearing the same thing that Gregor Mendel is wearing in a 16th century woodcut. Coincidence? I think not! Abraham Lincoln. Could there be any more resemblance to Gregor Mendel? They're the same person. See here. Beard and everything. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Washington, Jackson, Lincoln are all the same person. Not only are they all the same person, they are all Gregor Mendel, founder of national order.